Hey, what's up, mother flockers? Got a Disclosure Tonight interview here with Lu Elizondo's attorney, Ivan Hannel, if that's how you pronounce it. I don't really give a fuck. Uh, Went down in flames. Happened last night, and I was gonna shoot a whole episode about it and break down the entire interview, and then suddenly poof, it was gone from YouTube. We're going to break it down tonight on a short episode of Felony Talk, and yeah, it should be good. So watch the intro, stick with me, and I will be back shortly and we'll get going. Thanks for watching. Zanny's going to move across the keyboard. Peace out. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Felony Talk, the only place on the internet where you can get all your UFO cyber cold news from a guy and his cat. This is kind of a different type of felony talk than I typically do. A lot of times I seem to focus on one aspect, the cyber cult that dominates the community over there in UFO Twitter, but this happened last night, and I thought there was a sequence of events that just seemed really shady to me, and it seemed like it was worth calling out, and just getting just kind of documenting that this happened. And the name of the felony talk is Ufology fuckery, because that was that was the word I typed in my group chat when I saw that the video was gone all of a sudden off of Disclosure Tonight's YouTube. I typed fuckery in the group chat because I was getting ready to set up last night and start a full on felony talk, and I was going to watch the whole thing and do a react to it. Because I think it's important that people have their say. And what happened was I was in one of my friends on UFO Twitter was having a space, so I try to support my friends and participate when I can, if it's beneficial for me to participate, of course. So I was in a space, and then I remembered that at first they were saying Lou was gonna be on Disclosure Tonight. So I popped over right when my friend's space ended on Disclosure Tonight. And when I popped in, it was just a typical interview going on with Fessler and uh uh Ivan Hannel, the attorney, and everything seemed chill. Like I could tell Fessler was a little bit like annoyed. I was just kind of like, he's not really digging this interview. You could just his energy was a little weird, but I didn't think anything strange. I popped over on, I think I jumped into like a space for 2 minutes or something, and then I jumped right back in. And when I jumped back on to Disclosure Tonight, uh, he was gone. Ivan was gone, and they were talking about how bad the interview had gone, and they were like, yeah, I don't like what he was saying. The chat was all criticizing him, being like, yeah, that he said this and this about ufology. And I didn't catch what, because I didn't get to watch the whole interview. I was going to go back from the beginning and rewatch it because I was in the space. So I don't know, like at that time I wasn't aware of how the interview went south. Then I started watching Fessler's his interaction with Mike Disclosure, who's usually a co-host on Disclosure Tonight, and I could tell by the things they were saying that it was implying that Mr. Hannel, however you pronounce it, Hannel, that he was being critical of MAGA politicians. I heard the Luna name was brought up, that he said this, and then I found something on Twitter a little bit later that gives a summary. I'm going to show it. I'll put it up and read it of what he said that seemed to upset the Disclosure Tonight audience. But what happened is, so I was DMing with my buddies, and then I was asking, like, how did that interview go bad? And I was getting kind of the impression that he had criticized MAGA politicians, Burleson, and the whole MAGA disclosure movement, Luna, Grush, possibly, who's not a MAGA politician, but so I was getting kind of bits of who he had been critical of during the interview that rubbed these ufology people such a wrong way. And they kicked him out of the interview, dude. And Fessler stopped the interview, just ended it. I didn't get to see, but okay, and I'm gonna try to tell the whole story here. I'll keep it in line. So I'm getting everything set up on my OBS to do the video because I wanted to be first to show what had happened on Disclosure Tonight before, Pandy and everyone got it. I jump over on, and I said it in my group chat. I said they're gonna delete that video. Like I need to grab that freaking video. And I jumped over there, and they had deleted it. It deleted the whole interview, the whole video, and it it really rubbed me the wrong way. It really did because it's like, well, you got you got the balls to take a dude's mic away and just cut the interview and be like, your voice, dude, you're saying things that aren't even worth hearing. You're done. This is done. But you can't even show the fucking interview. I don't know what happened behind the scenes there. Where did was there a phone call like, look, I know that interview went bad. Can you just take it down or delete it? But whatever happened, it's ufology fuckery. For whatever reason, that interview didn't go the way it was planned to go. They had an idea in their head, a narrative they wanted to follow. And Ivan seemed to go off script and actually speak his mind. And if he was bashing MAGA politicians, dude, I'm gonna stand by you every fucking time you do that because there should be more people speaking the truth about how incompetent and corrupt and nefarious these MAGA politicians are. And it sounds like that's kind of what he did. And I'll put it up when I do the edit, but I found because they deleted the interview, so there was no way to go and see what happened where. So I was looking for sources to find. I got two clips that we're gonna play. Two clips that show how the interview kind of went. So we got two clips here we're gonna play and watch, and we'll react to from two different sources. And I found this Twitter post, and I'm gonna read it. This is from it's a Twitter account, Taliesin Taliesien. I always want people to have their. It's at Spirit Ramblings, and it says how I took this crash out. And it said I saw denigration of neurodivergence like Grush, who is on the spectrum, by Ivan Hannel. And I'm I'm pretty confident they're referring to this interview, but I'm not 100% sure. But it seems to be what was bothering him. And it says he's an attorney from blah blah blah. Let me see. And this is some of the stuff he said. Claims Ross is self-important and enamored with the celebrity status of a UFO journalist. He denigrates Ross. Um, he says if you're not a soldier, shut the hell up. He says, and he calls Ross a coward. I kind of agree. I've been I've been saying since day one that News Nation, Ross Coldhart. That's today's version of the National Enquirer. That's not news. It's garbage. None of that should be being taken seriously. So to see that Ivan maybe was saying that type of shit, I agree. Let's see. He said, this is a quote from Hannel. How about American soldiers in the Middle East right now? If you're not one, shut up, you know. You know, Ross, you don't have anything to worry about. Are you a soldier? More importantly, or even dangerous is being a soldier on the front lines of Ukraine. Okay, let's take a look at another brave category of people. How about journalists? But not you, Ross. This is all a quote. This is from Hannel, not me. Says, but not you. How about journalists? But not you, Ross. How about the journalists in Mexico and throughout Latin America who get killed and, are hunted by cartel regularly, whose lifespans are actually low because of the dangerous. I agree. These journalists acting like they're on they're in some kind of danger because they're covering these goofy UFO and alien abduction stories. I agree. I think it's all ridiculous. I think they're sensationalizing a threat that isn't really there. And I agree. Like, you're not really a journalist in danger. And there are journalists that are in danger. You're not one of them. So, again, I agree with Ivan. And this is what I figured was going to happen is pretty much everything he said that was considered controversial and pissed off all these ufology people on Disclosure Tonight, I was probably going to agree with it. Like, that's where my mind was kind of like, dude, I wish I wouldn't, but they deleted the interview. And he says, let's see. They have something really to fear. There's tremendous ones out there who I admire a great deal. And yet they're the ones who they're brave people, and you, Ross, are not. You're not brave. This is just not bravery. Talking about this as in the UFO, covering the ufology field. They're trying to portray this illusion of danger that if you say the wrong thing, dude, it's all it. This is all smoke and mirrors at this point. Let's see. Says, how about most of the women who are 95% of the people who've experienced domestic violence, right? There are women who go and continue in their families and in their relationships for children out of fear or for whatever reason and who are always battling, right? Who are battling the next day and the next day. They're brave. You, Ross, you are not one of these people. That's kind of irrelevant. Like, you're just kind of apples and oranges there. I don't see how that's relevant. But the journalist comparison, I agreed with. So all right, let's watch these videos. Let's see how these fucking videos go. I watched a short segment of one, and I could tell right away. Oh, he's gonna piss him off so bad. But we'll start with the one that I thought was a little bit less confrontational first. And yeah, this is all that exists from that interview on Disclosure Tonight with Ivan because they put it on private, so it's still there, I imagine. But for whatever reason, a conversation was had between somebody where they agreed to can it, which is interesting, and that's not transparency. That's it just rubs me the wrong way. The people got to witness it, and I know why they probably did it. They didn't want the people to be able to weaponize this confrontation, but that's just not being real. Like, that's phony. Just right away, you can already tell. Look at Fessler's face that he is like, dude, already don't like this guy. He just doesn't seem to be enjoying the interview. Look at his face. His shoulders are all sunken. Okay, this clip right here came from I just got to because that's what I do is give people credit on their if I use a source. This came from Red Panda Koala. So had somebody that was at least able to guess a segment of it before they put it on private. But this came from Red Panda Koala's account. So I don't know if it was his main account or the archive. I'll put it up when I do the edit on it. Oh yeah, if you haven't done so, please go subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. I'm in a real tight situation financially right now, so if anyone wants support financially, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/TeeJay Felony. You can do so anonymously. Just leave your name blank. You gotta put your email address in, but nobody sees that. That's why I haven't been making videos a lot. I've been focusing on working and stuff, trying to get set up. I should be out of here in September, hopefully. But yeah, every little bit helps. So if you've ever considered donating my Buy Me Coffee, please go do so right now. That would be huge. All right, let's watch these clips and we'll see how it goes. I haven't watched this one because I like to have my honest reaction on the video. I have watched like the first 2 minutes of the other one, and he was saying some fucked up shit towards ufology. So here we go.
I don't think it's possible to make Burleson look stupid because Burleson is stupid. I mean, he's a fucking idiot, you know?
Okay. So right away, this is Panda's clip. So he's gonna be trying to throw fuel on the fire, and he's gonna take whatever is the most egregious thing he thinks he said. Burleson is an idiot, and you can tell Fessler is uncomfortable. He doesn't want these politicians seeing this coming off his show. So right away, he's already uncomfortable with the situation. I'll rewind it.
To make Burleson look stupid because Burleson is stupid. I mean, he's a fucking idiot, you know? He's
The guy is a fucking idiot. A politician with an actual career to protect that's sliming around in UFO Twitter spaces with these racist idiots. You're an idiot. Like, what can you say? I mean, anybody though like had any common sense would protect their image, their reputation better than that. And he's a MAGA politician. That's the difference. These aren't normal politicians. Anytime else in U.S. history, these guys would not be in holding these positions. It's the rise of the PDF president Donald Trump and the MAGA regime. It's a rare time in history. I mean, look, Hegseth. This is a drunken, failed Fox News host running our armed services. This is not normal times. You got Bobert going on Fox News talking about portals. Dr. Phil telling us aliens are real. None of this is normal. And what ushered it in is just the fuckery of having this senile maniac in the White House. Basically, it lowered the bar into the shitter, and this is who you got to deal with. It seems like Ivan gets that, but you're not gonna. I mean, Fessler, they're all Trump supporters, so it was gonna strike a nerve. They even said that was one quote I have when I caught at the aftermath after they had cut Ivan off. They were saying he's no right winger that I know. He doesn't sound like any right winger I know. So it is a sort of a MAGA club, and that's what MAGA is kind of dominated over ufology, and it sucks, dude. Everything MAGA touches, they ruin, they taint. I mean, this is the continuation of the Epstein class. So as far as I'm concerned, anyone trying to get close to them, including Lou Elizondo, they're fucking tainted and nefarious. Or else you wouldn't be trying to get close and in with the fucking Trump regime.
He's just
That's
a
the
fucking
quote of the
idiot.
year.
Look, the guy is like literally a country bumpkin. I think he was a financial planner. I talked to him. He was very passive with me. He's like, yes, yes. He comes across as one of these typical like, yes, yes. And Lou actually likes him. I mean, Lou's a nice guy. Lou likes all these people that I.
He's a lawyer. To me, he talks like a lawyer. Lawyers understand that their their client they represent, his opinions have nothing to do with their opinions. Their job is to represent him legally. It seems like this audience just didn't get it. But look at Fessler's face here. He is not happy with the way this is going. He doesn't want the blowback that's gonna come with these quotes coming off his channel.
just think are disgusting, and I think they're weak, and I think they're unmanly, and I just have no respect for them. And then they're treacherous, they're devious, they remind me of they're just sick. So Burleson, I don't know why Burleson went down there, Matt.
Look, Professor Side Eye, and I don't know who he was disappointed with Mike Disclosure in the aftermath. They argued live on the air a little bit, and he was like, "Well, you didn't say anything. Why didn't you step in? You let him keep going." And it seems like he's trying to cue it.
Ask him mummies. Maybe he was with family. Maybe he was with friends.
My point is, he was hanging out with Stephen Greer.
No, he had Stephen Greer with his arm around him.
I'm sure he was well.
My point is, why wouldn't he counsel him not to do that?
Dude, if these this is what I don't understand is all this targeting of Lou Elizondo, but Stephen Greer is okay. The C5 packaging, the hoaxing, that's the nefarious motherfucker in ufology. I mean, it seems obvious to me. Lou is just politicking at this point. Honestly, if it just kind of clicked with me earlier, Lucy seems like he might be positioning for a career in politics, and that's why a lot of this is political maneuvering.
Well, that would be a foundation objection. I don't know what's in Grush's thoughts about why to do that or why not to do it. But to be fair, Burleson's his own man as much as he is, and he can.
So Panda only got a minute and a half of this shit. Tio had more than him.
He can go to Mexico or wherever he wants and attend, have a fiesta party with some fake mummies and get the mummy people.
I was just about to start screen recording it and grabbing all of it and moving before they put it on private, but my connection was coming in shoddy, so I gave up on it. He just said the mummies, like Greer. That's another thing. Greer propped up the mummy hoax. The guy's a hoaxer, if you ask me. Lou's never hoaxed anything. He showed a couple pictures that ended up being debunked, and they were obviously like anyone, it was just kind of like a boomer mistake. But he's never hoaxed anyone. He's never profited from the lies. So, yeah, I don't know why he gets targeted, but Greer gets to run around with impunity. That's something that needs to be focused on, because if you ask me, Greer is the one that has the faction running around on UFO Twitter. It's the Tupa crew.
All excited, and I don't care what Burleson
controlling the narrative.
Maybe
if they're gonna do a fiesta party, we need
real...
Hakeem Jeffries and Sean and Chuck Schumer with.
Maybe you just want to have some good tacos in Mexico City. It's a great city. I don't know. I don't care why he's down there. All
right, let's get this other video. The other one's better. I wanted to start with the weaker one. We'll get this one going. This will be a short video. It'll be easier to upload. There we go. This one's a little longer, 4 minutes. There was another one that was like 5 minutes, but I couldn't get it to download good enough. But this one came through, and this one gave good explanation of why people were upset, I think. Here we go.
Sir, and I'm sorry for your position or your situation right now, but I hope you feel better and I hope you get better.
We hope you feel better every night.
Yeah. I hope, well, yeah. Hopefully you can raise up and start kicking some ass. But anyway, so I get back to the house and I just chewed them the fuck out. And they knew. I was like, what the fuck are you doing? And there's one moment in this, like, there are times to say, look, first of all, whatever could have been done, if it hadn't been done. So there's no point in being screaming at anybody about it, like after the hearing. And what gives you the arrogance and the right to come and talk to somebody and curse at them who's nothing but polite, who never uses, like, if you've done this language to me, we're gonna have a fight. Don't do that to me. And Gresh would never dare do so because I think he's a coward, and he would know better. And Gresh would never dare do so because I think he's a coward, and he would know better. And Gresh would never dare do so because I think he's a coward, and he would know better, or he should know.
When he calls him a coward, look at Fessler's shift. Like he does like a little twitch.
We're gonna have a fight. Don't do that to me. And Gresh would never dare do so because I think he's a coward, and he would know better, or he should know better. So I was just like, what the fuck are you all doing? And where did this come from? And of course, they're all sheepishly looking around, and Matt's like, I'm sorry, or I don't know what he said, but but I'm like, that's turned me off immediately to Gresh as just a shitty human being,
Oh shit. So, David Grush is treated as like the messiah of ufology for some reason, and he's beloved, it seems like, by everybody. Seems like just a genuinely decent, nice guy. So it is a little odd to see him ripping on Grush. I've never seen anyone saying that kind of those stuff towards Grush. It's the last person you would probably want to be being that critical and hard on. And look at Fessler's face, dude. That, you know what that face tells me? That face right there says, I'm gonna have to put this video on private, aren't I? He was even asking the audience, he's like, did anyone enjoy that interview? Like, because I can just imagine how upset the audience was probably getting when he was saying that. Let's see. Anybody that wants to help with disclosure is a friend. We're all in this together. So, see, they're starting to show disapproval for his criticism of ufology and its golden boy Grush.
Petty guy who wants to take away the limelight or wants to get some documents across. Like, what the?
I'm gonna rewind this a little bit. Fessler's reaction's the funniest part. Yeah, he looks so uncomfortable.
Dare do so because I think he's a coward, and he would know better, or he should know better. So I was just like, what the fuck are you?
Look, he did. Did you see the eye signaling? He did this little eye signaling. He's thinking about cutting him off right there. This must have been shortly before he axed him. Watch this little signal he gives.
But polite, who never uses, like, if you've done this language to me, we're gonna have a fight. Don't do that to me. And Gresh would never dare do so because I think he's a coward, and he would know better, or he should know better. So
look, he did it again. He's DMing people. He's DMing someone right now, back channels they call it, and he's like, should I pull this? Like, what should I do? No, dude, you had a guy come on for an interview. You let him give his fucking opinions. Like, people are allowed to have their opinions of people. Like, that's part of having a podcast like that. Is now you can put a disclaimer at the beginning and be like, look, this is all his opinions, it's not mine. What they're worried about is this doing damage to Lu Elizondo's image. And that's where it becomes ufology fuckery. Because it's like, well, who are you protecting, bro? Are you like, why? Why did this interview get put on private? What's the protection about? What conversation happened? There's a lot of conversations going on over this one little incident. And he's having them live while it's happening with somebody. Like, how far do I let this go?
What are you all doing? And where did this come from? And of course, they're all sheepishly looking around, and Matt's like, I'm sorry, or I don't know what he said.
Was it a panda infiltration?
But but I'm like, that's turned me off immediately to Grush as just a shitty human being.
As a shitty human being.
A petty guy who wants to take away the limelight or wants.
Wow. Look, someone said, wow. I told you. This is the first time I'm seeing any of this. I haven't, because I wanted it to be authentic. They're not going to enjoy that. The audience is going to be very annoyed by that kind of speak. And honestly, I think people in ufology, inside this echo chamber of ufology, the cover and follow all this day to day, they need to hear this shit. Because what it is to me is this isn't an outsider. This isn't a ufology guy. This is somebody who has a whole nother life looking into ufology. He's like, yeah, all those fucking people are crazy and petty. What do you want?
To get some documents across. Like, what the fuck is your problem, dude? You know what I mean? This is not the way to be a good human being. And, it's just so cowardly. So from then on, I was like, what is wrong? Like,
look, damn. Dude, look at Fessler. He looks so defeated. Just like, oh, this did not go how I expected.
Is he a special needs kid, or what's wrong with this guy? And
oh my god, dude. look at Fessler. I do not condone calling anyone a special needs kid. And I believe Grush, there has been talk about like on the spectrum possibly. So yeah, that's not cool.
I don't care if people are like, oh,
look, this guy is like the Rock.
He's a sweetheart and he's a gentle giant and he's had these problems.
Dude, I can't get over Fessler. How uncomfortable he looks. He looks like he's about to throw up.
And he was in Vietnam or whatever. They're, Iraq. Who cares? I'm like, bro, you don't get.
He just did a slow nod. He couldn't control himself. He doesn't know what to do. He's conflicted right now. Do I throw Lou's lawyer off?
Pass on being, you don't get any pass for being a dick, and that's it. And so go fuck yourself. And from that moment on, I was like, something is wrong with him. And then I found out, of course, he's good friends with Colonel Nell, who's absolutely cuckoo. One day, I'm going to tell you, well, I can't tell so much of this, but I will tell you, I accompanied him to a meeting that was like ridiculous, and he's also done, and I don't need to go into all the details of that because I could and make it, it's not that I don't want to, I just don't want to get off the train of thought because this is a rush.
Look, dude, did you see it? This guy is an asshole. There was one that, look, this is all, look, dude is on cola. Wired. It's hilarious that this is the only couple clips that were snatched. Tio's got another one. I'll actually might play that other one at the end.
Like ridiculous.
I want to catch all the messages. She don't like.
And
she don't like. They're all saying he's on the fucking snow.
And he's also done, and I don't need to go into all the details.
Dude is on cola. Look, Fessler's reading all the messages and he's like, dude, what am I gonna do?
Of that because I could and make it, it's not that I don't want to. I just don't want to get off the train of thought because this is like
This guy is an asshole. Who is that? It's all the ufology people. Last thing they want to hear is that Grush is a petty douchebag. Like, that will not go over good anywhere in ufology. And I I think this guy just don't give a fuck. And I kind of like that, honestly. Because it's like, you ain't got to impress these internet ufology people. What for? Uh, if he wants to come on Felony Talk, you can come on and say whatever you want, bro. If you see this, there was like 1,500 people watched my last video, so there's a good chance he might get a glimpse of it. You can come on Felony Talk and I'll let you say whatever you want, bro. Let me get settled and so I can do live streams again. And you can come on and let it rip.
rush. But it has no.
I
I'm no surprise that
promise.
those two are thick as thieves.
Like I said, in the beginning, this was an interview with on Disclosure Tonight with Fessler. It went south. Ivan Hannel, Lu Elizondo's attorney, was supposed to come on and just kind of play nice, and it's not what he did, and it seemed to make a lot of people uncomfortable. And he was removed. His interview was cut short, and then it was removed from the channel on YouTube. So this is all we got is a couple short clips, and what I was trying to determine is what exactly this guy said that ruffled these feathers so much, and it appeared to be about talking bad about David Grush and MAGA politicians and just ufology as a whole. Um, but yeah, that's all we got, and was I was disappointed that this interview was taken off like that. Like just because the guy said some shit that you all didn't agree with. I imagine there's a lot more to it than that. It seemed to have probably given the wrong message, whether that was about Lu Elizondo or what. There was some ufology fuckery that went into this video coming down because it was up. They were talking about it. Did anyone really enjoy that video? Mike Disclosure, why didn't you cut in? Why didn't you help? Why didn't you say anything? And I was talking to in my group chat, and I said he's gonna delete that video. I said I need to get over there and start, going over it before they delete it. Before I even pulled up OBS, they had already put it on private. So it's really predictable in ufology in these podcast narrative control situations, and they all seem to be guilty of it, of doing this fuckery to hide things and be less than transparent. And the only one that's really not is me. Me, I'm the only one. I'm the only one that is giving you the honest truth about what I see and what's happening in, the slime of UFO Twitter. I'm going to give it to you straight. Even if I come across something that contradicts something that I might have thought prior, you can't lie with the facts. And I think Ivan is should be allowed to come on and say he thinks David Grush is blah blah blah. Like I think that's his right. You can, like I said at the beginning, you can put a freaking thing up at the beginning and say that all the opinions are of his own and don't represent Disclosure Tonight. But to just take it down and try to act like it never happened, yeah, I don't like that. There was something about it that bothers me, and it bothered me so much that I wanted to document it and show that you know, it happened and this existed. Because I don't know if I'm just like if that's my autism bug or what, but I don't like when things are brushed under the rug and then acted like it just never happened, never addressed it. It's just everyone just pretends like it never happened. For some reason, that shit really it triggers me, it bothers me until it's addressed. And hopefully they just put the video back up. And maybe we'll do another one. I'll do another episode and I'll cover, I'll have more video to go over. Because I want to know more about what Ivan said that pissed ufology off so bad. I remember there was something about people chasing lights. Give me 1 second. I got a couple other. Oh yeah, yeah, it's right here. Okay, here it is. He okay, here this is it. This sums it up, if you ask me. This quote I found in this tweet, I gave the source of it earlier. It's the same tweet. They did a long description of. They called it his crash out, which I believe they were referring to the crash out. They call that a crash out on Disclosure Tonight, but it was only a crash out because he was cut off and the interview was taken down. If it would have just been left up, in my opinion, it's just a guy, voicing speaking his truth, really. Which, his truth doesn't have to be your truth, but it's his truth, so it is what it is. But here was the one quote that I knew probably bothered people the most. He said, and yet here we are, like, here the UFO people are worried about like lights in the nighttime sky when American soldiers are being killed by conventional drones, that we've had 7-year run up and nothing was done. It says he thinks the disclosure community are a bunch of hippy dippy spiritual pansies waiting to be UFO raptured. You think the ontology, the knowledge, this is a quote, you think the ontology, the knowledge, the awareness of UFOs is going to create some sort of spiritual situation where everybody floats up to heaven or something, end quote. Dude, I agree completely. The ufology as a whole is turning into some kind of new wavy spiritual cult. MAGA is getting involved where they're talking about angels and demons. None of these fucking people know anything about anything. Are you kidding me? And like to take any of it seriously, like it's based on any kind of real science, it's garbage. It's coming from sources like News Nation, which is again today's version of the National Enquirer. We might as well be searching for a Bat Boy at this point. Uh, and then it goes into another thing about assassinating Putin. I'm not going to really get into that because it's irrelevant. But that shows what he thinks of the ufology community. I'll put it up when I do my edit. Um, a bunch of people chasing lights in the sky. I've used those exact words. I said y'all are out, y'all are out chasing lights in the sky and ignoring the Epstein victims and stuff. Y'all are out chasing lights in the sky, ignoring the escalating war in Iran. The escalating price of food, the fact that most Americans are finding it harder and harder to survive, including myself, and you're out chasing lights in the sky. Ivan seems to get that, and he even uses it in his quote. He even says, lights in the nighttime sky. Worried about the nights in the nighttime sky. It's a big distraction. And I think Ivan gets it. And I think that's what pissed people off on Disclosure Tonight. And they didn't want to hear any of it, man. It was poison to their ears, and they cut him off, and they took the mic away, and they criticized him, and then they covered up the episode, swept it under the rug. There's just something about it that bothers me. I think it's lame. I think it's I wouldn't put it nefarious because it's your channel. You have a right to decide what goes out on your channel. If you thought it was a shitty interview, that's yours. But I don't think it was. I feel like there was some kind of weird conversation that took place in the back channels that led to that episode going private. And yeah, that's why I call it Ufology fuckery. Thanks everyone for watching Felony Talk. I'm gonna go ahead and get the edit done. This should be up by the morning. I should have more videos coming out when I can. I'm working a new job, so I just don't have a lot of time. The internet is shit here if it exists at all, so it's just hard to put out good videos. I can't go live right now, so that makes it even harder to upload them and stuff. Um, if anyone wants to support financially, you can do so at buymeacoffee.com/TeeJay Felony. Make sure you go subscribe, like, share, all that stuff. My last video did like 1.45 thousand views or something. So every video I'm putting out is getting more and more views, which is awesome. I've gotten new subscribers, which is amazing. My X account continues to grow. Go follow me on X at Felony Talk on X. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys checking out my videos. I'll keep them coming. Quality might not be the greatest for, right now, but once I get stable in September, I'll be back to be able to live streaming again. And yeah, that's the plan. I'll be out of here in September and everything will be getting back to normal. But yeah, if anyone's supporting, that would be an awesome time. Make sure you go subscribe, all that stuff. And I appreciate everyone watching. I will see you all next time. Be good to each other. Peace out.